main review. Psych guys, what is up? Welcome back to another Whisker Chan banger video, and in today's video we are going over the best, and I mean absolute best. Actually, let me not say this because somebody keeps telling me there is no such thing as okay, anyway. So we are going to go over some of the greatest of all heroes in this game that can support your team and max your DPS out, and I mean out. And they are the dynamic duo. They are the unstoppable duo. And I will tell you exactly who they are. But before we get into this video, I just want to let you know, if you are new to the channel, go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. Join the subscribers on the grind to 1,200 subscribers. We have hit 1,100 subscribers, guys. Welcome to the Whisker Kingdom. I love y'all and I appreciate all the support lately. And also drop a like down below. You're going to enjoy this content. But without further ado, let's get into this video. I'm pretty sure most of you would have guessed this. Yes, the first person I want to go over is SUCROSE. And it's not even that I want to go over her, right? Because y'all already know who SUCROSE is. Y'all know what SUCROSE can do. I'll go over it. But what I want to say is SUCROSE, and let me find them. They're right next to each other. I mean, what more can you get? SUCROSE and Bennett. You're probably, if you are new to the game, you probably don't know about what they can possibly do. What can they do? Well, right now, SUCROSE, right? We have our passives. These, mainly when you have a support character, what counts really is their passives and what their skills can provide for your characters. Not for them, but for your characters. They're not targeted on a lot of damage. What they're targeted on is supporting the next character you go to, right? So we have our SUCROSE, and as you can see with her passive, it's when SUCROSE triggers a swirl reaction, which she triggers swirl reaction with her normal attacks, as well as her elemental skill and elemental burst, and she is a catalyst user. She will trigger that swirl, and everybody, all characters in the party with the matching element, excluding SUCROSE, will have their elemental mastery increased by 50 for 8 seconds. And that's not even all, because as well right here it says when you do her elemental burst or elemental skill and it hits an opponent, this will increase all your party members excluding SUCROSE's elemental mastery by an amount equal to 20% of SUCROSE's elemental mastery. So what this is saying is, once you do her elemental skill, this procs both her passive number 1 and passive number 2, which gives the party, the whole party, a fat support of elemental mastery. And that is really, really, really good, because what elemental mastery does, if you don't know, let me just show you an example. Elemental mastery, the higher a character's elemental mastery, the stronger the element energy that can be released. This will increase damage by vaporize, melt, also increases damage by overload, superconduct, electrocharge, shattered, and swirl. So basically, and also it increases the absorption power of shields through crystallize, right? So it's boosting all of your reactions basically, and it's like extremely, extremely useful for any team comp, right? And not only that, it depends on how you build your SUCROSE. As you can see, it does say it will do by 20% of her elemental mastery, so which means you want to give her the highest possible elemental mastery. And what will make this even better is if you put a Viridescent set on her. Let me show you an example. If you put a Viri set, if you put a Viri set on SUCROSE, she will get the 15% animal damage bonus, which would not really apply to the team. What really applies is increasing the swirl damage by 60% and then decreasing the elemental res to the element infused with swirl. And that's by 40%. So say for example, you hit somebody with SUCROSE's elemental skill. That procs both of her passives, and then you're going to decrease your opponent's elemental res by the element infused with your swirl. Meaning if you infuse say for example pyro, or say for example cryo with your swirl, boom, their elemental res is decreased to that pyro or to that cryo, and now they're going to be taking a lot more damage because their res is decreased by 40% for a max of 10 seconds. Now of course, yes, you would have to get the perfect build for her, but what I'm trying to get at is this is only SUCROSE, guys. Now I want to tell you about Bennett as well, because Bennett is a big part of this team as well. This is what I'm going to show you exactly what team I'm running. I'm still working on my Bennett as well as my SUCROSE. Materials are pretty scarce. I'm still grinding, but basically I'm gonna tell you about this, right? So as you know, guys, the best, I'm not gonna lie, you have to get Constellation 1 Bennett. If you can, you have to go to the shop right now, buy that Bennett that's in Paimon's bargain shop for the Star Glitter, because Constellation 1 Bennett if you don't know, it grants Fantastic Voyage's attack increase no longer has an HP restriction and gains an additional 20% of Bennett's base attack. Now, this is really good because if you didn't know, what we need Bennett for mainly is not really his passives, right? It's not really his passives. What it really is, because his passives only really support him. What we really need from Bennett is his elemental burst. You're probably saying why? Well, his elemental burst is probably the best support burst in the game, right? So we have, if the health of a character within the AoE is equal to or falls below 70%, their health will continuously regenerate. The amount of HP restored scales off of Bennett's HP. If the health of a character within the AoE is higher than 70%, they gain an attack bonus that is based on Bennett's base attack. So the more base attack you have on Bennett, the more attack you're going to do if your health is above 70%, right? This imbues the character within the AoE with Pyro, right? So what I want to say about this is basically, not only does this heal you if your health is below 70%, this will be healing you, but it also boosts your attack stat. And if you have Constellation 1, it boosts your attack stat even more. Now, if you don't have Constellation 1, do not worry, do not fret. It's okay because he still has an absolutely insane elemental burst that can support the team. And what you want to do is once you have him on your team, you want to max. You don't have to necessarily max both of these out, but you want to max this elemental burst on him out because right here, as you can see, the skill damage will go up, the continuous regeneration will go up, the attack bonus ratio, which you will in dire need because that is where it really counts, will go up. The duration, I'm not sure if it goes up, the cooldown won't change, and the energy cost won't change, right? So you want, and I mean you absolutely want to max his Fantastic Voyage elemental burst out. And as for Sucrose, you want to get both of her passives and also give her a very set, right? If you don't know what a very set, I'm just literally putting in small terms of the very distant set, right? So you want this set as well as elemental mastery on each piece you could get it on and max it out because her passive says, she gives 20% of her elemental mastery basically to the whole party. So that means the higher her elemental mastery, the more she's going to support the party, and that's what we need her for. Now you're probably saying, how do they both go together? Well, this is how they both go together. Say for example, you are fighting a boss. This has been in many videos before, and I tell you, many people do extreme numbers when they attack. I'm gonna actually show you an example right now, right? Okay, so shout out to Zeox, guys. He's an amazing Genshin YouTuber. You guys should go subscribe to him right now. It's ZY0X, and this is the footage from his channel. I just want to say he's using the Sucrose and Bennett duo, and as you can see, he breaks this Pyro Regifying shield, right? After he breaks the shield, you will notice exactly what I said about Sucrose and also Bennett, right? He swaps to Sucrose, does her elemental skill, which procs both of her passives, right? Once you proc both of those passives, you get a lot of elemental mastery, and then he does Bennett's elemental burst to get that additive damage plus the elemental mastery that you're gaining from the Sucrose passives after she does the elemental skill, and then you're gonna do massive damage like he just did, over 200k damage, right? Now, as stated, guys, you do have to have a correct build on them. What you have to have on your Bennett is a 4-piece Noblesse Oblige, and what you have to have on your Sucrose is a 4-piece Very Decent set, right? So, like I said, these two are the perfect support for the team for what they offer and how that elemental mastery kicks in, because as you've seen in the video, he procced the passive of Sucrose, giving him the elemental mastery, and he had the Very Distant set built on his Sucrose with elemental mastery's main stats to boost Sucrose elemental mastery to the max, so that when she procs her passive, the 20% elemental mastery we get would be a lot more. So once he did this, he had already did Bennett's elemental burst, which caused a pyro, right? Pyro reaction, and then he went and did his elemental burst on his child, which procced an elemental reaction of vaporize since child is a hydro. As you can see, it made a massive amount of damage because of the elemental mastery he already has on child, and then the elemental mastery that he gets from Sucrose on both of her passives. And also, he also is getting the Bennett extra damage on the Fantastic Voyage, which is his elemental burst. So that's why his duo is absolutely unstoppable. This duo can be run with any team, any DPS you want to run them with. They are the most flexible supports you can do, right? So it's really cool how they both work together really well for what they do, and how the elemental mastery thing works and kicks in this game. So it's like cool that they can make massive amount of damage with any character. I'm pretty sure this character, you've seen it on Diluc, you've seen this team with Diluc, you've probably seen this team with Vinci maybe, you've definitely seen this team with Keking, you've seen this team with Child just now, and it's like it has endless numbers. Sucrose and Bennett are the perfect duo, and absolutely the perfect supports for DPS in this game. And like I said, I really need to max them out. I'm having trouble with the materials, but that is that is for another day to complain about. I'm going to continue to max them out. But this is definitely something you should invest in. Do not sleep on these characters, because you're probably like, they can't do a lot of damage, they can't do this, they can't do that. If you do not know, if you are a beginner, if you are not a beginner, if you're a veteran and you know about these characters, that is kudos to you. Keep abusing them. But if you are new, trust me guys, these characters are not to be slept on, because they will support your main DPS to the max. Like, I'm talking max. Elemental mastery, extra attack damage, and depending, like, if you want on your team, you can run an extra pyro for the elemental resonance, right? Let me show you exactly what I'm talking about. You can also run double pyro on the team for this, not only affected by cryo for 40% less time. This not only gives you that, this also gives you increased attack by 25%, so you're getting that 25% increased attack, plus the increased attack you get from Bennett's elemental burst. So you're getting this attack increase as well as Bennett's elemental burst increase, and then you're getting the elemental mastery from Sucrose. And then once you put all that on the field, you're proccing her passive, you're proccing the elemental reactions, because you just put out Bennett's elemental burst, which does pyro, and then whatever hero you have next, as long as it's not pyro on pyro. If you have, like, say for example, you have Hydro or you have Electro, boom, that's going to do tons of damage, because it is going to cause an elemental reaction, whether that's overload, superconduct, vaporization, or anything of that nature. Any of the elemental reactions, you're going to proc and you're going to do tons of damage because of Sucrose and Bennett's combined super support team, right? So that is really about it. I just want to talk about this. This is absolutely broken. I feel like you should invest in these characters 100%. They are not to be slept on. They are the best, if not the best, 4-star characters that can support your team, and I feel like you should invest in them 100% without a doubt. So anyway, that's about it for this video. Definitely, if you want to see your numbers go high, if you want tons of more damage, run these two on your team. You can run it with any DPS. You can run it with Child, you can run it with Official, you can run it with Razor, Keking, you can run it with Diluc, and you can run it with Cleave if you have her as your DPS. Anybody. You can even Beto, you know, Beto's S tier, guys. Okay, so you can run this with anybody, and like I said, this is gonna do tons of damage on any team, because their support system, how it works together, is just broken. So anyway, without further ado, that's about it for this video. Like I said, if you are new to this channel, go ahead and smash the subscribe button down below. We only have more videos to come, more showcases to come. I'm still working on my Child, because my Child, literally, I'm like, these materials, I'm waiting on this certain day of the week to get this one material to max something out, and it irritates me so bad that I can't just, like, you know, go to it whenever I want. I wish on the weekend they allowed you to just go to any one instead of having them all combined in one little thing and then having a chance to get one. But anyway, that'll be for another video. Thank y'all for watching this video. Make sure you hit the subscribe button down below to help us on the grind to 1,200. Join the Whisker gang and be in the Whisker family, and also drop a like down below. Anyway, without further ado, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.